don't know if I have got through it. I think that's the reason why the film looks as bad as it is. That's the reason why I made this film, because I was going through exactly the same thing that's more or less depicted on film. I was given a commercial offer, an offer to make a film that would make money, but I didn't necessarily want to make a film that would make money. I just wanted to make a film that was personal. And I had a script that was deeply personal, but would never make a single cent. So I then decided, after a lot of consideration, I decided to just put what I was going through into the script, and then just make it look like a comedy, but then just do personal stuff with it. So we tried our best to make the film look very indie in the beginning, shaky cameras and stuff, and then gradually we end up with much more slicker shots, crane shots and stuff, and also very cliche moves like the vertical move towards him, as he says his corny line. What is it? Small minds think alike. Yeah. Yeah. So things get cornier and cornier, and as far as I'm concerned, it gets really, really commercial towards the end. Even the song at the end to me doesn't make much sense. It's just a pop song. Yeah. What the hell? She's in love. Yeah. So I tried to do that with the structure of the film and with the way we shot the film, but not necessarily as on the subject matter or dialogue.
So my third question is, in terms of the actors or singer, it's a pretty hard job to be singing and acting at the same time. So I was going to ask, what was the casting procedure like, and what was the consideration? And of course, Peter can answer the question because it's all about his experience and what was this procedure like and what was the experience like.
Okay, to give an example of the kind of casting procedure we went through, I tried to find, actually the role was written for a Chinese guy. His role was written for a Chinese guy, so there were no, such terrible Eurasian jokes in there. I couldn't find a Chinese guy who could speak English the way I wanted him to, in a very Malaysian English way. So I went down to Singapore and tried to cast there. Couldn't find anyone who was able to do it at the time that we wanted to do it. Then I went to Thailand. I decided, why don't I make in Thai? I couldn't find anyone. And finally, one day as I was driving out of my apartment, which is in a very Chinaman part of town in KL, I saw this guy fixing his car, and I said, well, maybe. So I asked him, and he said, yeah, he's interested. Hi. Yeah, and I asked him if he could sing, and he said, I can't sing for shit. I said, are you being humble? Are you being modest? And he goes, no, I really can't sing, but I still cast him. So, that was how desperate we were when it came to casting. Oh, sorry.
And he does have a... Can you pass the mic to him? Because I don't know if... I want to know if your British accent is natural.
Yes, it is. It's a natural British accent.
You can talk about the casting experience.
Well, yeah. Well, I really can't sing, and as much as I'd like to sing, I really can't. So what we did is a lot of training, and I had a very good teacher who said he could get anybody to sing properly. No one's tone deaf, he said, and after all of the hard training, I think, how long was it? Months, I don't know. Yeah, it was, I'm sorry, we can't help you. So what we actually did for the songs is I had to struggle through them, but it is me singing them, but it's just, it's line by line. So really trying to get the songs out there and give it the real feel, and yeah, so it is me singing, but it was just hard work, so well, it was worth it in the end, and I think it came out okay. So that's it, thank you.
I guess I just want to go back to one of the things that actually Mr. Gary Mark said, that it's not a typical Malaysian film in the sense that it's not like a Ho Yu Hang film. But at the same time, I think I look at it's a very Malaysian film in the sense that it seems, it's not, even though most of the actors are supposed to be mainly Malaysian Chinese, it feels Malaysian as opposed to sort of like just one ethnic group. But the question that I think I have for you is, who is your audience for this film? Because can this film be shown in Malaysia? Like, first of all, the one bit of nudity that would already be cut. The second thing is, I mean, it's actually quite funny that at the end it turns out to be an Astro Shaw production, because I thought that the film was definitely sort of like satirizing Astro, you know, Academy Fantasia with SMSs and stuff like that. So could you just talk a bit about that, like who is the audience that you have in mind, and is there any chance that this film could actually be shown in Malaysia uncut?
Uncut, no way.
Okay, how many cuts would it need to take?
I don't know, but what about Astro Shaw first? That's why there was this line that said, the filmmakers thank Astro Shaw for their valuable sense of humor. Yeah. Actually, I was surprised that Astro Shaw turned out to be pretty okay. I thought to work with them would be a nightmare, because it's big. They're this big corporation in Malaysia, but they turned out to be quite sensible and quite sporting. So I don't know if they didn't do their job and didn't read the script. But they approved it, and they said, well, it's a comedy, you don't take it that seriously. As for the audience, this is where I did my own personal thing, and I thought, well, whoever. But I do think Malaysians can take this film. I think they would. Some Malaysians came to Busan to see it, and they enjoyed it a lot, because they could recognize themselves in it. At the same time, as for cuts, we shot 2 versions of the first scene, because there's no way we could show nudity in Malaysia like that. Not even if you wore an underwear, apparently. Not even if you pixelated the part. So we shot one of him wearing boxer shorts, really ugly boxer shorts. So that was the yeah. Other cuts, I'm not so sure. Well, that's the little thing I did. I didn't put any other race in the main characters. So you know, it's all mainly Chinese. I'm just saying that, you know, this is a very Chinese, Malaysian Chinese mentality. So hopefully it'll be a little less sensitive because of that, because they don't really care about us. But at the same time, I think the other stuff that will probably get censored are just words like, you know, dickhead, asses, what else? Kiss my ass. Tits, yeah, tits and ass in artists, ass and tits in artists, yeah. I think these things might get censored. Although there was some concern about the fact that at the end, all these people were voting to see who would die. They said the CEO of Astro Shaw thought it might be controversial, but he didn't say anything about. He didn't ask me to cut it, because it's too late. If I cut that, I had no, you know, third act or fourth, whatever it is. Yeah, I'm not trained. Yeah, so I don't know. In a way, Malaysia is getting slightly better, I think. And Finas, the people at the film board, they are now filmmakers, ex-filmmakers. So it might get better, I don't know, but there's no point me second-guessing them. In fact, this is one nice thing Astro Shaw told me. They said, leave the censorship to the censorship board. Don't censor yourself beforehand. So I thought that was the nicest thing they ever said to me.